Alright, you country cucks, I'm back with crazy scooters, right? What I've been spamming on my live streams and as part of the video series. I actually don't know if any of you have a cuckold fetish, but if you got offended or taken aback by my initial intro, you have some self reflecting to do. But yeah, again, really focusing on the perspective, visualizing it, visualizing the lines, right? And really making more than anything sure that the line work is small and clean because I have a specific idea for how big I want it to be. My voice is still gone. I have no idea when it's going to come back, but let's get to it. Oh yeah, like, subscribe. Yeah, like, subscribe, right? I've already provided value to you by making you reflect on your dummy mommy fetish, but now I'm just saying buzzwords because I actually don't know about any of these. And with that, with that being said, let's draw. So again, let's think about a perspective that I can do. Right, if we're doing a top-down perspective, okay, let's try something like this. Jesus. Okay. But yeah, let's try something like... And I'm like trying to imagine the Y, right? Again, I want to be able to see the perspective really far out. So that's something I have to focus on. Right? And again, it's really difficult, which is amazing, because if it wasn't difficult, then it wouldn't be worth it. And then we have something like this. Again, I'm also trying to make my lines cleaner and hold my brush pen a little bit more relaxed as well, right? Lots of things to think about. And there was a bit of a fuck up there, but that's okay. If I keep going back to the Y, what I mean by the Y is this, right? Like, because these are the different planes of the box. So rather than thinking about the entire box, if I just think about the different axes, then it should make it easier to generally understand the plane. That's the way I think about it. That's the way I am thinking about it right now. Right? That's why it's so important to have these lines make sense. Because okay, something like that. And then the wheel, I already kind of fucked it up a little, but the wheel would be something like, again, thinking about the axes, thinking about the fact that this is a bit further back. I think about how this is located. It's a bit forward, and let me actually get the reference out. Okay, yeah, see? So, obviously this line is very wonky and it could have been a lot better. But either way, it is something, and again, ghosting helps a lot too, right? Ghosting helps a lot. So something like that. And I'm trying to make the wheel more rounded. So it's a bit more organic, right? And this is all part of it, obviously. Like, I'm trying to make the bike in general a lot smaller. So that's why these very thin, consistent, loose griply, like, yeah, well affected but loose grip is what I want, right? Jesus. So I'm trying to imagine the entire thing as well. So something like, see, and now this is where this comes into play, because this is something I can do. Wait, I'm trying to think. There you go. See. Trying to think about the box, the depth, the lines involved, right? Everything. You want to think about everything, which is why art is a bitch, and you are its mistress. Something like that, right? I don't know. Okay, and then this is the Y. If I think about that consistently, we can have something like, right, and that this is going outward like so. I have to think about the bottom of this as well, while also keeping in mind the Y. Again, this is following this perspective. It has to be relatively long. Something like that, right? Okay, again, thinking about that Y. And if this is, I'm trying to think, this comes out all the way. Right? Something like that is what's happening. Amazingly deep voice that I have. See, same length, roughly. There you go. And this can be something like that. Right, and then again, think about the Y, think about the Y. Oh wait, I can have something like this. Again, that's where the head would be. I'm gonna leave that for now because we gotta think about that after. Something like this, right? Something like this. You stop murmuring, but maybe something like this. I'm gonna obviously look at it from the bottom as well. But you see how like drawing smaller, it's not as if it's any less difficult, but it does allow me to think a bit clearer on what needs to be done, right? Because okay, that's going this way. Okay, there's foreshortening there. Something like that. And then we have this. It comes out, and we're not really seeing anything here. It seems, yeah, we're not really seeing that part. But yeah, see? And then we can have, again, if that's the Y, I gotta think about the ellipse that's facing underneath it, or within it, of course. But yeah, you see, you can have something like that. If that's where it's supposedly connecting, then we can have the other connection here. Nothing incredible by any means, but good practice nonetheless. But it's obviously attached incorrectly, because if I look at the reference, okay, and in the reference it's actually so much closer. It's like right here, so that actually makes it a bit easier, and I think that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna put it right there, because then it's much closer. It actually is inside, right? It'd be inside this. That's basically what roughly it's like anyways. So let's do that. But Jesus Christ, my fucking throat. I will rest my brain and then I will return. Yeah, the main thing I want to focus on is just visualizing the perspective, as well as what I'm actually trying to create, right? Which is obviously easier said than done, you know? Because a lot of shit going on, man. There's a lot of shit going on. And I guess even something like, see, oh, my hand's a bit too stiff. That's roughly the, yeah, this is roughly the height of the full bike. You see how just through this, it's starting to look more like a bike, right? And we have something coming down here. See? Just do something like that. There you go. Quote unquote, it's a bike, right? Or at least the front part. Looks a bit more legit, which is important. But this is what I've been trying to practice, is that this wheel area really does cement it together. There are issues because this is supposed to be much higher, right? This is okay. Like, this entire region is okay, to be honest. But this is definitely supposed to be much higher. This is obviously off center. Let's write that down, actually. Should do, fuck, I didn't mean to hit the, yeah, I didn't mean to hit the tripod, but, or the ring light holder thing. So this is off center. This needs to be higher. And that's actually the main thing right now. That's looking a bit awkward. So how do we challenge that? How do we get even more uncomfortable? By doing it from the bottom, right? So this is now the perspective I'm thinking of. Just obviously very difficult. But if I were to keep it roughly the same in terms of size, right? There should be potential to work with that. So again, the main thing is to actually see what it is that I'm doing, right? So over here, we can have, okay, that's a bit forward, so it's like this. And then this is the perspective, we can have it something like that. So that's just gonna go in, right? And again, this is very difficult to keep the perspective in mind. Very fucking difficult, I say. Yeah, well, I do say, yeah, it's quite for the culture. It's a P and Keel. P and Keel? Key and Peel. P and Keel. What the fuck did you say? Key and Peel. P and Keel's skit, where they're like, we must simply do it for the culture. Where it's basically they pretend to be a bunch of old red people who go to tribes and just butt fuck them, literally. So, good skit. But it's about visualizing this as well, right? So, something like that. And you don't really see much from this end or the other end. It's part of it is also I'm just trying to keep the like intuition there as well. Like I'm just trying to imagine it, if that makes sense, right? Because it can't all be perfect. You know, we have to have some sort of understanding of what's going on, right? So if this is my perspective, that's the Y, then I need to be able to see why I even try. Hashtag deep thoughts. Okay. So then we have. So if the center would be much more like right around there. Something like that. It's a bit difficult to get that across right now, but and then we could have, well, I'm trying to think. It would be something like this, right? So because if this is my perspective, then yeah, this would be the angle, I believe. Let's not make it too long right now because we're still trying to figure out the placement of these things, right? The side attachments and all that stuff. Obviously, I'm trying to have my lines look decent, but we're working on that. Okay, now this is good because now I can just go back to the middle, go all the way back here, right? Or like up here, go up a little bit, and then move it through there, which is right. We want to keep it similar to that. It's not perfect, and I think I've already made a little bit of a mistake, but I know this angle is difficult for me. So not only will I not forgive myself, I'll berate myself too. But that's after the video. That's for the Patreon specifically. You know, if you want to see me cry, oh, give me money. And then this probably shouldn't have gone up as high as it did, but no, that's wrong. If that's the Y, then oh, I should have been like right here. Never mind. We established that's like right here. Right? Okay. It's like this. It's like that. Something like that. You see, it's very difficult, right? What's happening here? Like, something like that. Doesn't really make too much sense. Again, gotta go back to the perspective. Just try to make it work to the best of my ability, of course. But this is where some finicky stuff is happening, because that's the perspective I've handled. I'm trying to keep my hands steady. Obviously, it's very difficult. How long has it been? Oh, it's only been 20 minutes. That's amazing. I can keep practicing this below angle as well. It feels good. It feels good to make a lot of errors. So this bottom angle is clearly something I'm struggling with. Because, like, if I do it here, right? Like, that's what it should look like, actually. Because this was roughly the box I was sort of encompassing it in, right? More like this. But still, it should have... Exactly, something like that. So this is actually completely wrong. Very lost in translation. I'm gonna rest my brain, and then we're going to do something similar to this again, and perhaps this time we can start from the body. We'll see. I'm trying to slowly but surely figure it out, right? But it's not as if this is horrendous or anything, but it's definitely not. The wheel I've gotten down a lot better. For sure, the wheel I've gotten down, right? Like if there were to be something like this, you know, this sort of thing, it's a lot better for sure. The wheel, the attachment, but yeah, this body in proportion is not looking right to me. In fact, the body should be probably even bigger, because it's roughly one of the wheel, maybe a bit more, right? We'll figure it out. But either way, let me rest my brain. Yeah, I hope you guys can see it. And why I'm so obsessed with getting the scooter mannequin down, because it really challenges your knowledge of perspective and form and proportion, like consistently, right? So it's huge. It's why I'm even doing this, is so I can keep having that challenged, right? But let's see, maybe what if I start from there? And why don't I just practice this body shape in its totality, right? Because let's see, if I have something like that, then and this is where I kind of get lost a little bit, right? See, because I just forgot the perspective that I used. And this is a horrible spot to forget the perspective that you use. So I gotta reintegrate it back. And okay, I think I got it again. It's the main thing right now. That's the primary, honestly, the main skill of focus in general right now is visualizing the perspective grid with every line that I put down. Right? So which is this? Okay. That's why I like taking my time. Because if that's what this is, then we can right? Is that? No, that's not right. It should be more like, there you go. This isn't exactly how long it is, but I think this gives a decent idea in and then again, like if we were to do this, very little of that, right? Because then it'd be coming down there and maybe you wouldn't really see that at all. That's basically, apart from this little wonky nub over there, I think that's the body that would look like, because I'm right, and then this is where you would have this would obviously be falling along with that. Then we'd be back to keeping the general perspective in mind, right? I guess from this side, but you won't be really seeing that. And again, right, something like that. And you can follow this over here as well. Like so. When I can do, I'm trying to think. See? And this is where the wheel can come in. But see, I already kind of fucked it up. It should have been, you have to think that ahead. Obviously it's a bit difficult, but I hope my point I'm making is a bit clear. Like that body really does help dictate a lot of things, right? And again, it's all about trying not to lose sight of that perspective, as difficult as it may seem. Because again, like this is where that pipe is coming from. Honestly, difficult to understand. So I guess if anything, I should practice drawing it without the wheel as well, right? So that's good. Made a lot of mistakes here. Let me rest my brain again. And dude, I'm loving how slow time's going right now. This is amazing. Wait, let me rest my brain. But yeah, I'm sure while I'm doing all this crazy scooter stuff, I'm gonna lose a lot of people, like their interest, because obviously it's the same thing over and over. But this is my learning journey, and I want people to also see the parts where the artist is just obsessed about trying to figure something else, something out, right? It's not all gonna be diverse. This is really on my mind right now, so I really want to get it down. But yeah, let's try that again. But let's see. Okay, and then cool. Now we have this to think about. Right? Get a bit longer, I guess. And this is where this also comes into play. Something like that, right? Where then again, something like that, right? See, I fucked up. I ended up making it off center here, so that's on me, right? But again, we're just trying to figure out. There you go, something like that. I think, right? Obviously, it should be more. This should probably be much longer. Actually, yeah, it's supposed to be much longer because this is supposed to be much longer down here. So this matches that roughly because this should actually start around here and then go all the way down. Okay, okay, that's actually not bad. I know it looks very messy right now, but that's the whole point because I'm trying to figure out the logistics, and I feel as if I'm getting slowly better at it. Right, because this is something that kind of cuts off right around there. It's basically like an attachment of sorts, right? And the wheel is much lower too, though. That's the thing. The wheel is much lower. If you look at the reference, right? It should be around here because again, the wheel is somewhere here, so it would make much more sense to design it as per that. So this way, there's a lot more space coming down here in order to be able to really have it seem connected. You see, just having it down here, it already seems as if this is in a good spot. I don't know if it makes sense to the viewer or the listener. Jesus Christ, my fucking throat. But this is helping me a lot. This is actually helping me quite a fucking bit. So that's good. That is some good shit. I just need to have the spacing down, but I think I can practice that here. If I do it again, right? Let's just say I draw the wheel. Like, we're gonna do draw overs, but let's just say I draw the wheel. Right? And then it's essentially, say, one relative unit back, and then this comes up. Right? So what does that mean? That means, actually, wait. Yeah, actually, never mind. That's pretty accurate. So that means, if I actually have to look at, if I just look at that, let's just do something like this, right? So I have to think about essentially from the midpoint, so relative unit up, right? And then let's see. Right. And then that's when I can do this. Let's see. Wait, this is wrong. It is this. Okay, so that's a bit too long. But the point I'm getting it across, which is, then we can just have the pipe come in here. It's gonna take me fucking forever to get that the middle alignment down, but see, now it makes a bit more sense. Right? Something like, there you go. You see? Something like that. There you go. And then this obviously keeps going because it's much longer. But we have to think about foreshortening as well, but like either way. Line could be better, but that's what I'm working on. Right? And then same thing. Always just trying to keep perspective in mind as much as possible. This is where the pipe comes in, so the pipe would come in somewhere like right here, and then we'd see it, so it'd be something like this, right? Something like that. And there you go. Something like that. Probably a bit further back, actually. But that also makes more sense to me, which is good. So let me rest my brain, and then we'll keep trying. Oh god, I fucking spilled water on myself. Oh, my life is over! Life is over. My life is sober. Hashtag don't do drugs, kids. Oh god. Oh god. Kami to the summer. But this is good, and I'm getting the proportions down too. which is good. You know what? Fuck it. I already have these these drawn. Let's actually add to it. Let's see if I've learned anything, right? So, okay, so I know what perspective this is. It's, no wait, it's, Jesus, what is it? Okay, so we're not seeing the bottom for sure. Right, that's the wheel. Maybe I should try doing this intuitively. Wonder if that would make a difference. I don't think it did. Yeah, definitely made it worse, probably more than anything. But this is just practice, I guess. Right? Oh, it's too backwards. It's too far back. And make it long enough. Right? Over here, these are pretty good. I would say. Like, they're okay. But here it isn't. It needs to be more forwards. But again, if I... I love that I can just focus on clean lines now too. Because yeah, my lines aren't clean, we know this, but the fact that I can actually work on them and just relax my thumb, it's nice, it's nice. And then we have, essentially like right above here, we have the perspective that I'm thinking of is, just making it a bit smaller to fit it into the space. And then it's kind of similar to that, but I guess a bit more. A bit further apart. This is actually supposed to be this long, but just for shits, we can actually, because this is part of the reference, just to make it a bit more diverse. Look at that. Just by making it slightly thicker. Now this looks like, oh, okay, like a cylinder wrapped around a cylinder. That's something. Same thing here, and then again. There you go. This is going to cut across like so. It's going to cut across like so here as well. And then we have the other side. Again, I can just keep continuing this to showcase that there's more going on here. Right? And this can actually be, I guess I can figure that out after, but even this can be something like, okay, let's think. First, let's do this, I guess. Right, again, we want to think about the perspective of this, how it's sort of skewed, right? If it's coming in this way, then it's, yeah, so the other side is literally going to be coming in like this, right? Yeah, it's going to be like something like that. There you go. See? Connections make sense now. Right, that's the main important part of it all. There's actually like a bunch of wires and shit here too, which you can literally just add to make it seem more legit from the reference picture. Right, there you go, and then you can block out the rest. And I know we're just focusing on shapes right now, but sometimes it may help to just go ahead. This is kind of for myself, just to see if what I'm drawing actually makes sense, structurally speaking, right? Something like that, whatever. If you block it out, maybe it looks more legit. Okay, this I guess looks more like a bike shape. And then yeah, we have the other part of the bike right around there. So it looks a bit more legit, right? More stuff happening here, more angles to think about. But it's pretty good, honestly. I'm starting to understand it a bit better, slowly but surely, right? And don't call me Shirley. But even here, if I just did something like, and again, think about the perspectives really helping, because now I don't have to be confined to doing it one way or another, right? Even something like this. Actually, wait. This actually may be incorrect, but I'm trying to think. Like even doing. See, this is why my lines need to be so clean, because as you can see, I'm drawing small, so I also need to draw thinner, right? But you can't do that if you have shit lines, you know? And obviously I could do a lot better in general, but I'm actually fucking this thing up too. It's not supposed to be like this sort of angle, it's more like this, right? You see the angle where it's more like that? Looks more legitimate, but this is really, really good practice. Like, this is fucking giving me a goddamn boner, as they say. Much like Kira Yoshikage, I too have a boner when I draw hands. Except in my case, right now I'm in the motorcycle erection phase, so see, it's connecting that way. But I think it makes sense to me. And again, the most important thing is to ensure that I have accurate proportions. Right? That's the most important thing of this all, is accurate proportions. Because the line work will come, much like I do on a regular basis, but something like the proportions you have to really think about. See? So if that looks more legit, then the wheel can come into play, like so. Obviously this is too big, but just to illustrate the point, right? That's already much better. But again, maybe the wheel's too big here. Actually, I think it looks okay. We'll have to see. But either way, I'm gonna rest my brain. There's about 15, 20 minutes left because I want to draw a little bit more today. I'm gonna keep practicing these tiny little variations. We'll leave it at this page for today because it's good. I'm getting the size and the proportions down, right? But let me rest my brain. But yeah, now I'm really gonna focus on the perspective grid in my mind and just try to be as intentional with my marks as I possibly can, right? So let's try to fill at least this in this area with specific perspectives and see how it goes. I've already kind of done these two similarly, so we should try it. And again, like there's so much. I love this exercise because not only does it challenge your perspective skills, there's so far to go in this, in terms of just like rotating it in any angle. Like this is just the front. We even got the back to think about what's it gonna look like there, right? So it just comes down to establishing rules for myself. I could even try this angle. Let me think. Okay. No, that's not. There you go. There you go. Something like this. This is a difficult angle to visualize in terms of the Y grid thing and also to see, right? So okay, and then this is where I think foreshortening comes into play. Try not to make the lines too messy, but sometimes it's difficult. And then let's there you go, something like that. It's actually a bit too far out because I didn't take into account how this looks a bit awkward, but it's okay. This is how you learn, right? So that's good. These mistakes are pivotal to learning and improving. So let's think. See, these are all line mistakes, which is good because these mistakes are what's going to help me get better at lines. And it's good. I'm like slowly visualizing this as well, which is also improvement. Again, always so many things to think about. So, yeah, let's see. Right. Same with this side. So, what we need now is the middle of this. Somewhere around here. Then we need to that's why I try to keep the exact same sort of rules in terms of the diagonals, because the less angles I have to think about that are different, the better it is for me, right? Okay, see? So now I can do something like this. So this is angled. Something like this. Okay, and then we have to bring this back. I think I lost the angle somewhere, but let's see how true that is. Right? Okay, again, I think I lost the perspective a little bit, but it's better than what I did here. No, wait, which one was I struggling with? Yeah, here. So yeah, I think I definitely lost the perspective here, so that's on me. Oh, I fucked it. No, it was like this. I fucked this up a little. There you go. Ah, and I made this angle incorrect. It would be more like this. There you go. Or maybe more like that. all fucky all around, obviously. But yeah, that's a bit messy. Try again here. Let me rest my brain. That's good though. Made a lot of mistakes and I made a lot of effort, so should be fine. The best part about this is that in just a matter of what, a week, 2 weeks, this is nowhere near as intimidating as it was in the beginning, right? If you just, there's like what, a few hours, there's literally what, maybe 4 hours, 4 to 5 hours between this, right? Like all this shit, and now this. You can see I've sort of started to understand how I want to go about it much better too, which is important, right? So like even these top angles slowly getting better, bottom angles starting to understand it a bit better. Like this is obviously has inaccuracies, this has a lot of issues, but the more I can slowly start to understand in my way, the better it's going to be, right? Something like that. Same thing here, right? Something like that. Here probably won't see too much, but there you go, something like that. Okay, so I have, oh, it's been an hour, but I'll go for another however long it takes for me to draw this. But let's really try to think about that perspective again. And let's, okay, I've done 3 in this angle, so might as well just do 3 in relatively this angle. Right, trying to make it them all slightly different, but I feel as if sometimes my own confusion results in issues. But let's see. How do I want to go about this? There you go. And then we can do something like this, right? Okay. Maybe we're getting somewhere here. And then oh wait, this should be like that. Yeah. There you go. Wait. So if this is like that, I'm trying to think. The lines have made it a bit more muddy, but I still think I have something I can do here. Nope, that's a bit too big for sure, but that's something I can focus on. Right, a bit too big, but I can focus on that. much like my sex life. uh, that's a self glaze, as the kids say. I have big pee-pee, so funny. Right. There you go. And then we have, let's see. So this is clearly a big mistake, but I think something like that should be okay, hopefully. I've sort of lost sight of what's happening, not gonna lie. So I need to clearly practice this a bit more consistently from the bottom with all the different elements going on, right? Because now it doesn't look like it's from the bottom anymore. It's supposed to be from the bottom. And I have this issue again where I keep taking it from the side. So it's also the angling that I do it as. Okay, see, now we're back to looking at it from the bottom. It's just this line that has to be more accurate. Oh wait, and I fucked this line up too. There we go, see. It's supposed to be more So clearly I'm at a point now with my drawing time where I'm just a bit fatigued, right? A bit of that fatigue. So that's something to consider, because I'm evidently struggling really hard with imagining the perspective, which is good, because that means I only have everywhere but up to go. But damn, that's difficult. And again, I'm trying to keep my lines clean, but it's also a bit of an issue that I keep sort of going back and forth on it, right? Okay. But over here we can say we have pipe coming in. So there's a problem here somewhere. Definitely there's a problem here somewhere. But, and it's 100% related to my understanding of the perspective, right? Because now again, this isn't from the bottom anymore. I keep fucking something up. But we'll leave it at that. We'll leave it at that. I think my family's going on a walk or something. I don't know, I just got a message. But yeah, that was really good. That really fucking grinded my brain. And I think slowly but surely, I'm definitely starting to understand this a bit better. Again, clearly like the top side, I got it. It's much easier now. I don't have to think about it anymore. The goal is obviously to get this front. I think once I get this front, I'll take a break from crazy scooters. So right now, it's clearly much more difficult than I expected, even though I knew it'd be difficult. So we'll keep the front, right? Like we'll get down the head, the handle, all that shit. We'll keep working on it, obviously, like in the top angles and the bottom angles, until we get this general with the head. Like essentially, basically, once we get this in this size proportioned correctly, right, in multiple different angles, like so. And obviously, you know, like my own internal skills of practicing the perspective grid in my mind and all that shit. Probably gonna be another 10 hours, i.e. 2 weeks. So yeah, you guys are gonna get fucking spammed to shit with this. So nobody's gonna be watching these. I have a feeling like Crazy Scooters is not entertaining. I'm very well aware. So keep me on the background and listen to my entertaining voice instead. Oh no, that's not a Western that. Oh, that right there, that's better. I got to channel the sister fucking. Oh, I love beer. There you go. Once my voice gets better, it'll sound more legitimate. But really good session. Had a lot of fun. And yeah, I'm just having a fun time. I guess views, imminent lesser views, notwithstanding, I believe. Really fun, really fun, and. Just need to figure out, I think the main thing right now is to figure out the proportions a bit clearer, and that should be fine. So yeah, with that being said, as always, subscribe, you fucking losers. Again, if you're at this point in the video, you're an absolute fucking infidel and an idiot. You see, that's 2 eyes and ones. And ignorant for not liking or subscribing or commenting. Yeah, prove that you've watched the video by commenting. Ziggy has the largest dick in the world. Oh. There you go. Now my true fans will be, hyping up my my man meat. What is it? What is that Team 4-star? The fucking Cell Games episode they have, where it's Kenshiro and he's like, are you made of bug meat or man meat? Because I don't care much for man meat. Such a funny rendition of that joke that I clearly butchered. You might think this is a penis, but this is just a mouse. Right? The world's most deformed mouse. With a smiley face. There you go. But yeah, good drawing session. I don't know what the fuck I'm saying anymore. Like, subscribe, or don't get the fuck off my channel. And with that being said, please don't do. I need those subs and retention. But with that being said, as always, fuck you for watching. Keep drawing, and please give me money. Thank you.